Okay, perfect. Hi everyone, my name is Jimmy Hamabak. I am the Regional Operations Manager for the Middle East and South Asia. And with me, I have one of our current students, Ishika Bajai from the Bachelor of Commerce Accounting Program. We're going to give you a little bit of an insight of the student experience that you can anticipate at the University of Guelph. I'm going to start off with just talking briefly about the city of Guelph so you understand the context that you're going into. The city of Guelph is rated one of the 10 best places to live in Canada for new Canadians, which is a great thing, of course, if you really want to connect with the community and also take advantage of all the different opportunities that you will find there. Volunteering, for example, is a Guelph thing. We are really, really strong and adamant to connect with the community. That's something that all our students are taking advantage of. Population, you can see 135,000 people. We are located roughly 1 hour outside of the big city of Toronto, which probably more of you recognize the name of. Plenty of things to do. What you see here is an image of the downtown area. So that's what you can anticipate. That's where most of the action is happening in Guelph. But it's a really, really vibrant, small city, also known as the city of music and food we're going to talk about later on. And that is definitely a priority at the institution and the city. We start talking about the different work experiences that you can have, for example, at the University of Guelph. And for those of you not very familiar with cooperative education, this is going to be a first introduction for you of what cooperative education really is and how you can take advantage of that. So Ishika, I'm going to pass it over to you to just briefly explain the co-op program that we offer within different majors, but here specifically accounting, since you're an accounting student.
Yeah, thank you, Jimmy. So what I basically like to mention here is that co-op, this calendar basically varies from major to major. So when the one that we're looking at right here is for accounting, and how that really works is you have your academic semesters, and in the first 2 academic semesters, you're required to take a course called Co-op 1100, which is a 0 credit course. It won't contribute towards any credits, but you need to get a 70% minimum in that course to be able to apply for jobs. And other than that, if you when you do that Co-op 1100 course, what really happens is you're able to learn how to build your resume and how to apply for jobs and how to build your cover letter and how to prepare for interviews. And all of those questions are answered in that one course. And it is really important for you to clear that course in order to go ahead with the job applying process. And then after that, just a term before your work term, which is in this case, you would see the 3rd academic semester in fall, that is when you will start applying for the jobs. And that is when you will get access to the Experience Guelph portal and you'll be able to see all the co-op jobs over there. And while applying for the jobs, what you basically have to do is the university provides a portal for you, and you go onto that portal for the jobs. You look for exactly what you want to do, and if you want to work from home, if you want in person, or if you want a job specific to your major, or if anything, you do not just get jobs for accounting. I myself got a lot of jobs in the marketing positions, the business analysts. And right now I'm working with the admissions departments, which has nothing to do with accounting, but it's all about gaining different sort of skills and experiences. So be sure to keep that in mind while you're on your co-op search and do not just do your major. And 50% of the work is done by the campus for you because they give you a portal where all the jobs come, and all you have to do is prepare a profile for yourself and apply. So you're also basically each student is allotted a co-op coordinator, and that is the person who helps you throughout your co-op transition and your process of applying for jobs and landing a job. It is not guaranteed that you will be landing a job, but it all depends on you. The more you apply, the more secure you are at process. So I think that's pretty much what I would like to cover. And this work term is fully paid. You're working full time during this time and you're not studying at all. You're not allowed to take any courses or study, and you're not paying any fees during this time. So you're looking at a good 10,000 Canadian dollars minimum while you're earning as a co-op student full time. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that. And just to clarify, the work terms is about $10,000 per work term. So in a program like this, you would be earning roughly 40,000 Canadian. So that's something to keep in mind. It's definitely going to help you with the tuition fees that you're paying. Cooperative education or co-op, that's one of the ways that you can earn work experience. There's also plenty of options for you to work on campus, work study. We have something that is called, where you can work at different departments. You can also definitely volunteer, but keep in mind that you're allowed to work 20 hours off campus too as a regular student on your study permit. So if you want to work at Starbucks, for example, just to give you one example, you're allowed to do that 20 hours a week. So it gives you a lot of freedom in terms of gaining the work experience. Then continuing with the next slide, we're going to mention a little bit of the food experience. This is something that's really, really important and a priority at the University of Guelph. I'm sure that a lot of you guys are foodies. I'm definitely am. And the food that we have at the university has been ranked #1 in Canada for the past 10 years. It is a priority, and it kind of makes sense when you look at where we are located. We are in a little bit of a rural area, 1 hour outside of Toronto, but there's a lot of agriculture also happening in the vicinity. So some of the restaurants that we do have do not collect any produce further away than 100 miles from campus. So you can always guarantee a really fresh food, and we make sure that the dietary restrictions that students do have, we accommodate them. Our executive chef that we have at the University of Guelph, because we do make most of our food in-house, he's actually from India. So that's something that you can keep in mind as well. Anything you want to add on the food piece, Ishika?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I speak for all international students when I say this, that food is really important when you are in the process of transitioning from one country to the other. And what really brings people together is food. So I think it's absolutely phenomenal how diverse the food is on campus, and to be able to get Indian food at least 2 to 3 days each week, and like 2 to 3 days of the week on campus is, I think, something to be talk about. And it's really important because when you move to a different country altogether, you definitely tend to feel homesick, and to be able to get Indian food or food from the countries that you're from is absolutely phenomenal, and the university does a great job at that. And there are a lot of things to choose from where to eat on campus. There are, I think, somewhere between 10 to 13 cafeterias available throughout the campus with a whole different variety of food, and every cafeteria is different in its own way, no repetitive food, and it's very diverse, and the food is absolutely amazing. I think I can't speak enough when it comes to food. So, yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Ishika. I have listed a couple of things for you to know about the experience that you would get at the University of Guelph. I think the START International program is one of the most important ones. It's a 3-day orientation that you will have when you arrive on campus with international students only. So we take you around the city, we do community barbecues, we introduce the educational system that you have in Canada, and really prep you for the orientation that you will take part of the next week. These are just some of the resources that you will take care of. We don't have enough time to cover all of them, but at least they are listed so that you know that you will have assistance, whether it is academics, whether it is mental health, whatever it might be. All the resources are there for you. Getting involved, we're gonna have to rush. We have maybe like 2 minutes before we jump on the questions. I see that you're answering some of them, Ishika, as well. But getting involved is definitely something that our students are really, really great at. University of Guelph is ranked #1 in Canada for student satisfaction. It's really, really remarkable. We have actually 10 categories that are within this ranking, and we placed #1 in 6 of those. Our faculty being one of them, the student experience being one of them. And 19, we had 16,500 students involved in the intramural system that we have, which is truly, truly remarkable. But that speaks volume of the University of Guelph and the community that you can anticipate to join if you decide to join the University of Guelph. Student athletes, of course, we can mention that as well. It's coming in the next slide, I think. Athletics is there. We have several varsity teams that are competing. They're really competitive. But then the intramural programs that I mentioned as well is probably one of the main things at the university. You see the gym here, obviously. This is just one part of the gym. It's huge. The athletic facilities that we have are absolutely amazing. So whether you want to work out, be part of classes, whether it be Zumba, whatever it might be, martial arts, you can do everything that you can think of. So great opportunities for you. Visitors virtually. So we have a couple of more minutes. Are there any questions that we should answer now?
Yeah, I have a question here that says if we offer 100% scholarship, like full rides.
No, we don't. We don't have any. We have president scholarship, which is worth $42,000. That one is available. The deadline for that is January 25th, probably next year as well. That was the deadline for this year at least. The 42,000 is the maximum. The scholarships that we do available, they range from 5,500 to 8,500 for the first year. So that's an entrance scholarship that is automatic. You are able to renew them for year 2, 3, and 4, but it's going to be 4,000 per year for year 2, 3, 4. So an additional 12,000. That's possible. There are scholarships available as an in-course student as well, but as an entrance scholarship, it's the 5,500 to 8,500 that we'll be looking at. And they start, if you're doing the Indian board or Indian curriculum, then they start at 85%. That's when the scholarship starts. So that will give you an idea at least.
Also, can you, Jimmy, please touch up upon the mental health facilities that we have on campus?
Right. So the mental health facilities, we do have several psychologists on campus. So the students can book their appointments with them. If they have any issues, let's say that they're homesick, they don't really have friends or want to speak to the friends that they have made at the university, they can connect our mental health department that we do have and set up individual meetings with them. And everything is confidential, of course, so they can really take advantage of that. I highly recommend it. It's also one of the areas where the university is really, really strong, and make sure to assist our students, not least international students, because it comes with challenges to travel abroad to a new country, of course. So yeah. Cost for engineering, roughly right 36,900. We are anticipating a little bit of an increase now for the next academic year. So it's probably going to land somewhere around 38,000, 39,000 is my guess. But we'll see. In May, we're going to get that announced. SAT, we don't require SAT. Normally, we just require it for students that are in the US studying a US curriculum. But internationally, even if you're doing the US curriculum abroad, you're not required to do the SAT, even though that we have recommended in the past. I think in terms of equity, it's a little bit dicey to request that these days, I think. So my recommendation is to focus on your academics and not the external exams, if you have University of Guelph in your mind.
Thanks, Jimmy and Jessica. So I think like the audience can move to table also in case they have more questions, and we might need to finish this session now. We are running out of time. So
Yep.
Thank you, Jimmy and Jessica.
Well, you're very welcome. And come to table number 42 if you want to speak to us directly. So table number 42.